At the turn of the new year, every year for wrestling fans, at least recently, we always look at the calendar and see that in 3 days after the start of the new year, we will have a Wrestle Kingdom. Last year and this year have been two of the bigger ones because of the names of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho. It's just a good time for wrestling, and as of like last year and I believe the year before that, we've had many match of the year candidates coming out of this entire event. This year was no different, with especially the opening match to the main show and the main event, as well as the Intercontinental Championship match. We had at least 3 matches that, in some people's book, are going to be in the match of the year candidates. Now, like I mentioned yesterday on Unscripted, there are a lot of people who were bitching online about the timing of a lot of these matches because the main event was the semi-main event, which was the Intercontinental Championship match, and the main event were the only 2 matches that really eclipsed any length of time. Whereas like Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada went 15 minutes. Everything else in between the opening match and these final 3 matches seemed to be less than 10 minutes. And people were pissed. People were like, "This isn't Wrestle Kingdom. Why is it going so fast?" Pacing and length of matches help out the show a lot. Last year's show was like 6 hours. Now, as I mentioned yesterday as well, Wrestle Kingdom 14 next year is going to be 2 nights, 4th and 5th. What's that going to do for New Year's Dash? I have no clue. But it's going to be the 4th and the 5th next year, so they can have 30-minute matches between the superstars or the wrestlers, and it be only like 4 or 5 matches, like 4 matches on the night, and then you go to the next day and have another 4 matches. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's still going to be interesting. I did forget to mention the future of Kenny Omega yesterday. We will talk about that when we get to the main event. Where does Kenny Omega go? What does Kenny Omega do? And what do I think I want to see him do? The first match of the night, there was the gauntlet, the 6-man tag gauntlet match for the number 1 contendership to the never openweight 6-man tag matches on the pre-show. Not the New Year's Rumble, not the Wrestle Kingdom Rumble that they've had the last few years, but not really something I really looked into or watched. So I know Taguchi and his team won, so they went on to face the Guerrillas of Destiny and Taiji Ishimori today at New Year's Dash, which saw a couple members of the Elite defect from the Elite and move back to the Bullet Club with Chase Owens, and I can't remember who the other guy was, but they are now members of the Bullet Club again. But the Never Openweight Championship match, Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay. Big fan of both of these guys. Will Ospreay I've seen multiple times in What Culture Pro Wrestling / Defiant Wrestling. And of course, if you want to see anything good, if you're not familiar with Kota Ibushi, go check out the Cruiserweight Classic on the WWE Champion Network from 2016, because Kota Ibushi was heavily into that. He made it to the semifinals, and go check out Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander and see why Cedric Alexander is such a known name in WWE now, and it's partially because of this Kota Ibushi match he had. Let's start with a flurry of kicks, flips, and leapfrogs. Ospreay flips Ibushi out of the ring and feigns a dive. Ibushi gets back in the ring. Ibushi blocks an Os Cutter. Moving on a little bit, and as Ospreay maintains his dominance later on in the match, Ospreay corners Ibushi. Ospreay chops the chest. Ospreay hits a backbreaker. Ospreay covers for a 2 count. Ospreay starts to taunt Ibushi with punches. Then they get forehead to forehead. Ibushi unleashes a flurry of elbows. Ibushi hits a snap Hurricane Rana. Ospreay slides out of the ring. Ibushi hits a springboard Phoenix Splash onto Ospreay. And I'm going to say Ibushi has probably one of the best Phoenix Splashes I think I've ever seen. Ospreay gets back in the ring. Ibushi hits a... where'd it go? Yeah, in the ring. Hits a springboard dropkick. Ibushi hits a rolling deadlift German for a 2 count. Ibushi gets a near fall. Ospreay fights back. Ospreay hits a power slam, and Ospreay catches Ibushi on the top rope with a cheeky Nando's, which I still find the cheeky Nando's kick, which is where he puts the head down in between the turnbuckle, and it's like you kick the head between the legs. Always a funny name, cheeky Nando's kick. Ospreay covers for the 2. Moving on a little bit, Ospreay hits a suplex, Ibushi hits a boom knee, Ibushi hits a last ride powerbomb for a 2 count, even though the last ride, of course, we all know that's famously from The Undertaker from his ruthless aggression days of the biker. Ibushi goes for the Phoenix Splash, but Ospreay knocks Ibushi off the top rope. Ibushi is hanging in the trio woe, and before this trio woe, somewhere, and it was probably in the back of the head or wherever, he got hit, like Ibushi got hit, and it knocked him clean out. He had blood coming out everywhere. He was definitely knocked out by the end of this match. Ospreay puts Ibushi on the top rope. Ibushi fights free. Ibushi hits a double stomp on the back of Ospreay's neck. Ospreay falls to the apron. Ospreay flips out of the deadlift German suplex. Ospreay hits a Robinson special. Ibushi blocks the Os cutter. Ibushi hits a straight jacket German suplex for a 2 count. Ospreay dodges a Kamigo. Can't ever, Both men trade strikes. Ospreay drops Ibushi with a lariat. Ibushi dodges Stormbreaker. Ibushi goes for the inverted Dustbuster and Dude Buster and hits it for a 2 count. Ospreay dodges the Kamigo and kicks Ibushi in the back of the head. He is down and he is out. Ospreay hits off with his head. Ospreay hits Stormbreaker for the pinfall, and your new never openweight champion is Will Ospreay. After the match, Ibushi was stretchered out of the ring, making it look a lot more devastating. It has come out that he did suffer a concussion in this match, and as they mentioned in the main event multiple times, especially in Kenny Omega's entrance, if he was not injured, he probably would have been out there shadowing or being in Kenny Omega's corner. But Kota Ibushi did suffer concussion in this. It's not a severe concussion, it's a minor concussion. So I wish Kota Ibushi a speedy recovery and hope everything will be alright with him. After this match, we had a bunch of matches that it was a down period because this was a damn good match. These two put on a hell of a show, and rightfully so. I guess this was a big reason for this match to happen. The story building up to this was that Ospreay had dreamed of facing Kota Ibushi in the Tokyo Dome with a title on the line, and it happened to be the Never Openweight Championship, which Ospreay ends up winning. Also, Ospreay has been trying to go up from the junior division to the heavyweight division, and I guess winning the Never Openweight Championship will help get him to that point. And it's just one of those things. It's like New Japan moving from junior to heavyweight doesn't always happen. I know Kenny Omega did it. I know Ospreay's trying to do it. The Young Bucks did it for the tag team championships. It's like they don't just say, well, "Okay, you want to be heavyweight? Okay, we're going to do that immediately." No, they make you work for it. So having Ospreay win another openweight championship is good for him because he can start his ascent to the heavyweight division. We had LIJ pick up 2 tag team titles. They won both the junior and heavyweight championships. I will say, which I didn't really care about any of these matches. I will say though, in the triple threat for the heavyweight championships with the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga, the good guy Tama Tonga, and his brother Tonga Loa, they had some badass looking entrance attire with the masks and the suits and stuff. They look like futuristic, and it looked just awesome. Of course, Tonga sitting there doing this crazy dance and everything as he comes to the ring. Tonga Loa just walking behind him with Bad Luck Fale, and I think his name is Jetto, the guy with the white face paint and looking like a zombie. That guy could haunt your dreams if you ran into him in the hallway. And it was just after we get to the first match, everything else until we got to Jay White, even Cody versus Juice, which was just an okay match. It was a basic match, and it was Cody doing the job. And I will say this, every single title up until Jay White and Kazuchika Okada changed hands. And of course, this was the only match on the show without a title. Okada with the big pop of the night when he takes off his robe and ends up showing that he has his shorts back. He's not wearing the long tights anymore. His hair's back to being blonde. He looks like Okada on the outside, but is he Okada on the inside still? Has he lost a little bit of himself since losing the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Dominion to Kenny Omega? And has he regained himself? Okada chases White out of the ring. Okada gets back in the ring while White stomps away on Okada. Okada hits a snapmare. Okada hits a sliding drop kick. Okada pummels White some more. Gato trips Okada. White throws Okada into the turnbuckle. White stay toes suplexes Okada over the top rope to the floor. After a little bit, because not really much happened on the outside, Okada and White get back in the ring. White hits a corner uppercut. White hits a Sato suplex again. White covers for a 2 count. White locks in the cravat. Okada powers out the trade strikes. White hits a snapmare. Okada slaps White. Okada slaps White again. Okada kicks White in the head. Okada hits the back elbow. Okada hits a corner back elbow. Okada hits a DDT. Okada covers for the 2. A little bit later, Okada sends White into the barricade. Okada hits a Yakuza dropkick. Okada fights off Gato. Okada leaps over the barricade and hits a flying crossbody on both Gato and White. And this was not just any, I'm just going to do a little bit of a leap over the barricade. He has them both over the barricade. He goes as far away as he can and gets himself a nice running head start and leaps over that thing for the flying crossbody onto both Gato and Jay White. Okada rolls White back into the ring. Okada body slams White. Okada climbs to the top rope. Okada hits an elbow drop. Rainmaker pose. White fights out of a Rainmaker. White hits a vicious suplex. White hits a Uranagi for the 2. Okada fights out of a Blade Runner. Hits a lariat. White distracts the referee. Gato distracts the referee. Okada ducks a chair shot and sends White into Gato. Okada then hits a dropkick. White counters the Rainmaker with a Dragon suplex. White hits Kiwi Crusher for the 2. This match is just fast and furious, and then having a good match. This is probably Jay White's best match since he made his debut last year in Wrestle Kingdom 12. Okada counters a Blade Runner. Okada hits a Tombstone. Power driver. Okada hits a big boot. White chops the chest. White dodges a drop kick. Okada counters Blade Runner. White counters Rainmaker. Okada blocks Blade Runner. White and Okada exchange a series of lightning fast counters. Okada hits a Rainmaker. A mini Rainmaker. Okada goes for a proper Rainmaker, but White counters into the Blade Runner for the 1, 2, 3. That ending, which was a shock, and I was looking on social media after the fact, that you just see all these people, like, even in blonde, like, people like blonde hair shorts, like Okada could not make it, was not enough to beat Jay White. Jay White beating Okada with 1 Blade Runner is all you need to know, is that they have put so much stock into this guy. Tama Tonga come out and he said that he's the new leader of the Bullet Club. Jay White is just skyrocketing, and I could see him winning the G1 Climax. He's not winning the title this year. Wrestle Kingdom 14 on day 1 or night 2, probably night 2, Jay White is going to probably rock out your IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And with Kenny Omega most likely leaving after yesterday's show, it would not. They do need, like, with Cody, Kenny, and the Young Bucks, and Adam Page all leaving New Japan. They need some new gaijins to help build up the expansion of New Japan. So having him be one of the guys would be great for him. Jay White won this one in a 15-minute slugfest with Okada. And I'm sure Okada did not mind wrestling a 15-minute match. 45 to 60 minutes, 60 plus minutes is just a little much for someone like Okada all the time. IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, no disqualification match, Chris Jericho versus Tetsuya Naito. This was turned into a no DQ match the night before at the contract signing because Jericho goaded Tetsuya Naito into signing the contract and making it a no DQ match, so that's where that came from. And before the bell even started, we had a wild brawl at ringside. Naito drags Jericho by the scarf and slams him into a table. Naito drags Jericho to the entry ramp and hits a power driver. And I've seen a couple power drivers because I've been watching Defiant, and of course Rampage, that's his finisher, is the power driver. But if you're just somebody who sits there and watches WWE on a whole, and that's all you watch, and then you're like, hey, your friend tells you, hey, check out Wrestle Kingdom, and you're checking out this match, and you see a power driver on the ramp, and Jericho's head hits the ramp like it did, you definitely are like, holy shit, when was the last time that happened? I think the last time a non-Tombstone power driver was hit in WWE, I believe, was CM Punk versus John Cena Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania 29. At 29. I think it was before WrestleMania 29 when they battled to see who would face The Rock at WrestleMania. I think that was the last time a standard pile driver was actually used in WWE. So to see it here and how vicious it was, yeah. Moving on a little bit, they trade blows. Naito goes on the apron. Jericho hits a triangle drop kick. Jericho grabs a camera and films Naito. This is why I don't want to see Jericho in WWE anymore. He grabs the camera, starts filming Naito, and just flips him off and says, "Fuck you, Naito." Jericho suplexes Naito to the arena floor. Jericho slams Naito around the ring barricade. Jericho takes Naito to the English commentary arena. Jericho DDTs Naito onto the table. Jericho rolls Naito back to the ring. Jericho climbs to the top rope, hits a flying crossbody for a 2. Jericho hits a lion salt. Naito kicks out. Jericho and Naito battle back and forth. Naito unleashes a flurry of punches. Jericho kicks Naito in the face. Jericho hits a top rope hung neck breaker. Jericho hits a swinging neck breaker. Naito hits a swinging neck breaker. My bad. Naito covers and Jericho ends up kicking out. Naito kicks Jericho in the head and Naito grinds his foot in Jericho's face. Jericho counters carbon combination with walls of Jericho. Naito fights out. Jericho hits an enziguri. Naito blocks a code breaker. Naito hits a springboard DDT. Naito hits the Gloria. Naito covers. Jericho kicks out. Jericho counters Destino with walls of Jericho. Naito fights out with a kendo stick. Naito goes to town on Jericho with the kendo stick some more. Jericho hits his code breaker. Jericho covers, but Naito ends up kicking out. Naito gets out of the ring. Jericho gets out of the ring and grabs some chairs. Jericho slams Naito with a chair repeatedly. Jericho goes for a powerbomb, but gets DDT'd onto a pile of chairs. Naito gets a kneel fall on Jericho. Naito grabs the kendo stick and climbs the top rope. Jericho throws a chair at Naito's head, which you don't see that often in WWE either, with a chair shot to the head, so just seeing it, like, whoa. Naito counters a brainbuster and German suplexes Jericho onto a chair. Jericho counters Destino. Jericho low blows Naito. Jericho hits codebreaker, covers, Naito kicks out. You're thinking it's over right there, but no, Naito still has life. Jericho grabs the title belt. Naito dodges and sends Jericho into the exposed turnbuckle. Naito hits Destino. Naito covers, but Jericho kicks out. Naito says, "You know what? I've had enough of this shit. I've had enough. I'm grabbing the title belt." Hits Jericho square in the head. Hits Destino for the 1, 2, 3. And the IWGP Intercontinental Champion is Tetsuya Naito. Now, a lot of people are expecting, because this is this is after New Year's Dash and everything, that Jericho is done with New Japan. Jericho's going to be gone. He's not going to be part of New Japan anymore. It did come out, not at New Year's Dash, but yesterday. This came out, like, our time on Friday, that Jericho said he's not done with New Japan and he's going to challenge the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. As we've seen so far, and as I've said before, every title up until this match, which is going to be the main event, has changed hands up until then. Will Kenny Omega break that, or will Hiroshi Tanahashi win the championship? I'm just going to go out today, and every title at Wrestle Kingdom 13 changed hands. This match, holy shit, this match, these two did not hold anything back. They did not hold a stiff shot back. They did not hold anything back. How the hell Hiroshi Tanahashi is human is beyond me. This guy took everything Kenny Omega gave him and just got up every single time. This dude is the ace for a fucking reason. I don't even know if I can even go into this match, how well it is, but I'm going to try, because this was definitely match of the year candidate. So was the previous match. These two matches right here, I'd say these two matches, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada and Jay White wasn't really a match of the year, but the Will Ospreay and Kota Ibushi match also could be in your top 10 matches of the year. I'm not going to say match of the year, but I'm going to say top 10 matches of the year. I'm definitely going to have to slot that one in there in the top 10 matches for the year. You know, we've just had our first live event in wrestling for this year. They lock up, they break, neither man can get a grip on the other. Tanahashi smacks Omega. They lock up, Omega gets Tanahashi on the ropes and breaks clean. Tanahashi smacks Omega, Omega pummels Tanahashi. Omega kicks Tanahashi in the face. Tanahashi hits a back elbow. Tanahashi counters one wing angle with a Cobra twist. Omega hits a hip toss. Tanahashi rolls on Omega for a 2 count. These two start shots were so stiff. I'm pretty sure they woke up yesterday, like the next morning, sore. Tanahashi attacks Omega's leg, which became a factor into this match. Omega attacks Tanahashi's ponytail. Tanahashi continues to assault on the leg. Omega smacks Tanahashi. Tanahashi smacks Omega. Omega fights the ropes. Tanahashi kicks Omega's knee, and Tanahashi hits short arm punches. Tanahashi unleashes a flurry of strikes. Omega hits a knee to the gut. Omega hits an elbow drop. Omega kicks at Tanahashi's back. Omega, and it did seem like with Kenny Omega, he wanted to go to such lengths to keep this championship that he felt like this wasn't the fun-loving Kenny Omega, the fun Kenny Omega we've seen in the Elite. This looked more of the Kenny Omega. He looked like we brought back the 2016 Kenny Omega, who threw out AJ Styles from the Bullet Club, the guy who was, before the Elite became the Elite. This felt like this was Kenny Omega, who joined Bullet Club in late 2015 and was just that soulless guy who would do anything to win matches and do anything to get through a match. That's what it looked like on this night. Omega chokes Tanahashi in the corner. Omega hits a backbreaker. Omega covers. Tanahashi kicks out at 2. Omega punishes Tanahashi's back, and Tanahashi and Omega exchange elbows. Moving on a little bit, Omega slams Tanahashi into the barricade. Tanahashi hits a dropkick. Omega body slams Tanahashi on the Japanese announce table. Omega hits a moonsault. This was absolutely beautiful. He threw him over the barricade, and Tanahashi crashed into a couple people. Just like quick, Kenny Omega jumped up, flipped around, and did a backflip onto a backflip moonsault onto Tanahashi. Picks the guy up that got knocked over, and then does a little pose with him. The guy was not really happy. Omega gets a table. Tanahashi throws Omega back in the ring. Tanahashi and Omega trade chops. Tanahashi fights back. Tanahashi pummels Omega in the corner. Tanahashi hits Dragon Screw. I would not want to take that Dragon Screw whatsoever, but that's not the worst Dragon Screw you would see. Tanahashi hits a shotgun dropkick. Tanahashi hits a somersault senton for 2. Omega powers back. Tanahashi slides out of the ring. Tanahashi hits a dropkick before Omega can hit Rise the Terminator. But Omega hits a Hurricane Rana. Tanahashi slides out of the ring. Omega hits the Rise of the Terminator, and oh my god! And when I say he hit Rise of the Terminator, which is his tope con hilo, he barely hit Tanahashi. He maybe his heels hit Tanahashi. Omega's hip hit the ramp so hard it was like a thud. You just heard Omega hit the ramp so hard that I'm surprised he was able to finish this match. His knee was compromised from here on out. His hip and everything, he was fucked from here on out. Omega climbs the top rope. Omega hits a missile drop kick to the back of Tanahashi's shoulder. Omega hits a Snapdragon suplex. Omega hits another Snapdragon suplex, and Tanahashi just gets up immediately both times. Like, how is this guy even human? He's getting hit with these Snapdragons, these poor looking, they look like Snapdragons that could have probably broke somebody, like a weaker man's neck, because the fact that Omega's legs were not as strong as they should have been, they could have been, but he just Snapdragons him, and Tanahashi gets up, hits him again, gets back up. He hits a V-trigger. Omega blocks a twist and shout. Omega hits a rolling fireman's carry. Tanahashi hits a vicious, and oh my goodness, this one made me cringe. Omega is up in the up on the ropes. I think he missed a V-trigger or something, and he was in the ropes, or in the corner, and Tanahashi grabbed his leg, or he was in the turnbuckle. Tanahashi grabbed his leg and dragon screwed him so hard and drove his knee into the mat. I literally just sat there wincing in pain because because I've had knee problems before, and it's like I just hear that, I see that, and it's like, oh my god, I can't. How can you, how he didn't tear a ligament or something in Omega's leg is beyond me. Tanahashi hits the twist and shout. Tanahashi locks in a cloverleaf, which, as Don Callis mentioned on commentary, that the hold, this is one of the hardest holds, one of the hardest wrestling holds to actually keep intact because you're holding up a lot of weight with this. Tanahashi transitions, and this was beautiful. He went from a Texas Cloverleaf to the Styles Clash and hits it Instead of going for the pinfall, which AJ Styles is, and there's a reason AJ Styles is pretty much on every Japanese tour that WWE has done since 2016, is because he sells tickets in Japan. They go to Japan. If it's a Raw show and he's on SmackDown, he's going with Raw. If he's on SmackDown, if he's on Raw and they're on the SmackDown tour, he's going with them because he's so over. But Tanahashi climbs up and instead of pinning him, goes for the high fly flow. But Omega gets his knees up. Tanahashi dodges a V-trigger. Tanahashi hits a rope-assisted dragon screw. Another one. Oh my goodness, I don't want to see another dragon screw. Thank you. You think, and here's the thing. Daniel Bryan's been incorporating a dragon screw into his repertoire to set up for the heel hook. And those look nasty, but Tanahashi takes the dragon screw to a whole new level that I'm surprised the people who wrestled Tanahashi and been hit with this dragon screw haven't had to have knee surgery afterwards. It's that devastating. Tanahashi hits a sling blade on the apron. Why are we doing apron spots? Can we do two things for the wrestling business right now? Can we remove apron spots and can we remove Legos from hardcore matches? Because I don't want to see either one of those again. Tanahashi goes for a high fly flow through a table, but Omega moves. Tanahashi goes through the table, crashing to the arena floor. That was a big play too, because as that happened, it compromised the ribs, so Tanahashi's ribs were injured. Omega hits a double stomp to Tanahashi's back. Omega hits a powerbomb for a 2 count, lifts him up again, hits another powerbomb for a 2 count, and then hits a third one, but this time a sit-out powerbomb for another 2. Omega chokes Tanahashi, they trade blows, slap fights ensues. Omega proceeds to just beat the shit out of Tanahashi. Omega hits a suplex, Omega hits a knee to the gut, Omega punishes Tanahashi on the ropes. Omega hits sling blade, Omega hits high fly flow for a 1 count. Tanahashi, all this beatdown he's taken, all of this punishment he has taken, high fly flow, a sling blade by Omega, and then a high fly flow. 1 count. Not a 2 3/4, a 1 count. Who the hell is Hiroshi Tanahashi? What the hell is this guy made of? He just got his ass kicked for so long, and this guy gets hit with his own finisher and says, "No, you're not beating me that way. I'm not getting you the satisfaction of beating me at all." Omega hits a V-trigger. Tanahashi slaps Omega. Omega hits another V-trigger. Tanahashi counters a third V-trigger with a dropkick to the knee. Omega hits a reverse Hurricane Rana. Omega hits a V-trigger again. Tanahashi smacks Omega. Tanahashi hits a reverse Hurricane Rana. Tanahashi hits a dragon suplex for a 2. Tanahashi climbs to the top rope. Tanahashi hits a high fly flow crossbody. Tanahashi climbs to the top rope and hits a high fly flow. Omega kicks out at 2. Tanahashi climbs to the top rope. Omega stops him. Tanahashi and Omega struggle on the top rope. And Omega hits an avalanche dragon suplex. And I honestly think if Tanahashi did not rotate as fast and got to his stomach, he would have had a broken neck. And this match would have had a totally different outcome. Megan hits a nasty V-trigger. Tanahashi, he hit this last V-trigger that Omega hit on Tanahashi, it looked like he put everything he could into it and did not let up. Tanahashi counters the one-wing angel, hits the sling blade, climbs up, hits the high fly flow. 1, 2, 3. And your new IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Hiroshi Tanahashi, for the 8th time. I believe that's a record. But for the 8th time, Hiroshi Tanahashi is your IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Now, that means everybody in the Elite coming in that were champions, which was Cody and Kenny Omega, did the job. The Young Bucks did the job. Everybody from All Elite Wrestling. Kenny Omega still got a couple weeks though. His contract is not up till the 30th. Everyone else is gone, and as far as we know, them in New Japan are not working together at this time. What do I see for Kenny Omega? I was going to talk about this yesterday on Unscripted, and it kind of skipped my mind. I don't want to see, and yes, Kenny Omega has come out and said it feels like a missed opportunity if I don't work with WWE. Why would you want to go to WWE and be wasted? They're going to give him, like AJ Styles. AJ Styles came in and probably had one of the best. He came in, he got to keep his name. He skipped over NXT, even though he said he would do it. He would go back and do that. AJ Styles, even though he's a 2-time WWE champion, it wasn't like it was a great. It was not like everything was perfect for AJ Styles. He went from WWE champion to having a meaningless feud with over the United States Championship with Kevin Owens, which really didn't go anywhere. His second WWE Championship win, yes, went 371 days, but can you remember outside of Brock Lesnar, which was a champion versus champion match, can you really remember him doing anything? Anyone who says the days of having to prove yourself here or prove yourself anywhere for WWE to give you anything is not over, plain and simple. This is Vince McMahon. When Triple H takes over, yes, those days will be over. The man in charge is Vince McMahon. He did not create Kenny Omega. He would come in and give him as much money as he wants, but Vince McMahon will do everything he can to bury Kenny Omega. Yes, Roman's gone. Yes, Roman's gone for now. But Kenny Omega can do much, much better. Who knows? Who's to say he doesn't sign again with New Japan Pro Wrestling and gets a rematch with Hiroshi Tanahashi at the Dome at the Garden? Who doesn't say it? We don't know. It's all up in the air. We did talk about how Kenny Omega yesterday got a fantastic offer from WWE. In the 3 millions I hear, but I don't buy that. I don't see WWE. Vince McMahon's not that desperate to go out and be like, you know what? I want Kenny Omega so badly. I'm going to pay him higher than Brock Lesnar. No matter how much we adore and love Kenny Omega as a pure wrestling fan, Vince McMahon is not going to pay anyone more than Brock Lesnar. Because if you pay anyone more than Brock Lesnar, then you have to pay Brock Lesnar even more. And Vince McMahon does everything he can to try and get Brock Lesnar to stay as much as he can. I don't see it happening. Kenny Omega deserves way better than what he would get in WWE past NXT. I don't want to see Kenny Omega go to WWE and just be like, well, Kenny Omega was here. We haven't seen him in a while. Yeah. So to anybody who wants to see Kenny Omega in WWE, I don't want to. I would like to see him be like one. I would like to see him do what either go to AEW, be the cornerstone, help build that franchise, help get other guys like I mentioned yesterday, bringing in like a Kenny Omega to AEW, have him go up against a guy who they know can go, and of course win. Have a good match with this person, have a good 15-20 minute match. Let this guy get his spots in, let this guy get his moves in to show the fans what he can do. And in a losing effort, this guy, Kenny Omega won the match, but I'm talking about this guy. This guy showed what he could do. That's what I want to see, like a Kenny Omega do in the AEW. And in WWE, I can just see him one day being there and coming up the night after WrestleMania, because he's not going to be at WrestleMania. They already have those plans set in stone. The night after WrestleMania, Kenny Omega shows up. Okay. He's on Raw. He wins whatever he does. He wins his match, whatever. Next week, on the week after that, Kenny Omega gets beat by Kane. Kenny Omega gets beat by Drew McIntyre. Kenny Omega gets beat by Dolph Ziggler. Kenny Omega gets beat by all these people because that's all Vince McMahon works. You're not created by Vince McMahon. Look at Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. They had so much fanfare coming in because of what they did in New Japan. They come in, they do a little bit here. They did the thing with AJ Styles. The only reason they were relevant in 2016 was because of the association with AJ Styles. Once AJ was drafted to SmackDown and they were drafted to Raw, they were dead. Absolutely dead. Yes, they won the Raw Tag Team titles on the kickoff show to the Royal Rumble in 2017. Didn't do anything after they lost them at WrestleMania. That's my thoughts on Kenny Omega for that. I hope he does. Whatever he does, I will respect him as a wrestler, as a person. But I don't want to see him go to WWE just to be 100% wasted. And quite honestly, I see them wasting him more than anybody. Wrestle Kingdom was a great show. Wrestle Kingdom always delivers. Wrestle Kingdom is something that we should all be happy that is a thing. WrestleMania has some major competition. Yes, this show was only about a 3-hour show, 3.5-hour show, I believe. So, not bad at all. Definitely something worth watching. Go check out that opening match. Go check out the Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada match if you want to see Kazuchika Okada in rare form of not having to kill himself in a long-winded match. Yeah, people know. People are like, oh, why is Kenny Omega? Why is Kazuchika Okada only wrestling 15 minutes? What do you want the guy to do? You want the guy to wrestle 60-minute Iron Man matches every single night, and then in 2 years, when he's 32 years old, he has to call it quits because his body's already used up. Appreciate what you have, people. Appreciate what you have, because like Kazuchika Okada could retire in 2 years because of the fact that he has to go out there and literally kill himself on a nightly basis or a monthly basis. But that was my Wrestle Kingdom mini review. Definitely a better paced show than last year. Definitely a shorter show than last year. 3 matches of the year candidates, like 3 top 10 matches of the year candidates. I'm going to say that instead. With Jericho versus Naito, Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. How the hell is that guy even, like, those two probably woke up sore. Kenny Omega, I'm sure, had to have ice all over his knee. Those dragon screws did a number on his knee, especially the one out of the turnbuckle. And Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay. Kota, I hope you were well. I wish you well in your recovery. I hope everything will be okay. Definitely a barn burner of a match. Kazuchika Okada versus, of course, versus Jay White as well. Jay White is definitely going to be a big player in. With one door closes when it comes to the Young Bucks, Cody and Kenny Omega most likely leaving as well. Another door opens, and a Bullet Club is stronger and reinforced, especially after the New Year's Dash show with Chase Owens and I can't remember who the other guy was. Rejoined the Bullet Club, so those guys are just more enforced. Chaos looks to be exploding. Bullet Club seems to be good. LIJ is in more power than it was before Wrestle Kingdom with winning 3 titles. Haji Ishimori did win the Junior Heavyweight Championship, beating Kushida, which I've watched a couple of Impact wrestling shows with the Bone Soldier on them, and I think he is a hell of a guy. Can't wait to see what comes to this year, but WWE's got a lot to look forward to try and build, because G1 Supercard is coming up really fast, and I'm hoping, I'm not going to be able to watch it, I'm not going to be able to be there, I didn't get a ticket of course, but I'm hoping to be able to cover that show, and especially just to see how well it goes. It should be a hell of a show. But make sure to find me on Twitter, France. Find me on twitch.tv/thefrance08. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Like or dislike this video. Let me know what you thought of Wrestle Kingdom 13. Did you think it was too short? Did you think it was just the right size? I thought it was like the pacing of the show went well enough. I will see you guys on Monday for Monday Night Raw, and then SmackDown Live on Tuesday. We will be going over that rally on Tuesday as well. Hopefully, as I said yesterday, hopefully we will see a championship displayed, what the AEW championship will look like. This is going to be the title that's going to be up for grabs at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Maybe they can work something out with New Japan and or Ring of Honor for the time being to have, well, I doubt Ring of Honor, but like New Japan, where they could have tournaments, maybe stuff in the UK. They can have people do like matches for them, and the winners of those matches can end up in a, or maybe Double or Nothing will be a pay-per-view tournament to determine the heavyweight champion of All Elite Wrestling. We will have all that to talk about on Wednesday. Or not Wednesday, but Tuesday. But I'm getting out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. And that is it. Have a good one, guys.